marine undeath biologists? That's fancy talk for those who study the Illuminate, by the by. I figure I'd be nice to you all and throw some Jonathan Young your way, because if your heart isn't racing after hearing something like that, you might need to call a doctor because you might legitimately be dying. That stirring piece was Black Hole, which does seem to be the object of the hour, isn't it? Not to mention the subject of enormous degrees of stress to some. So, the news tonight. Holy mother of managed democracy, what did you guys do to make Cthulhu so angry with you? They've been all over the place, letting up Fenrir and Mastia this morning, getting the undead goose slapped out of them, and now they're right back on Turing and Fenrir begging for more.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
The response from the Helldiver Corps is its usual level of over-the-top, but it looks like the Squids might succeed in their operations here, which does beg the question, what exactly are their operations here? Fenrir recently had its defensive operations compromised, which did lead to the loss of some personnel, but the Center of Science still proceeded with its usual happenings. Destruction of sensitive SEAF strategic assets doesn't seem to be the goal here. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do. That being said, there have been some updates in regards to the Major Order, most notably that the Ministry of Science has reported that they don't need quite so many vote lists for what they have in mind. A mere billion should do, especially since the Liberation Fleet has already knocked out all 5 required defenses. Mercy and I have made an interesting discovery gained from knowledge derived from our time staying with the wolf divers of the 104th, most notably knowledge from their runesmiths. Normally, these Viking warriors of yore carve runes into their weapons and munitions, which focus the energies of the universe to give them a bit of an edge in combat, a little bit more pep. Greater strength, savagery, the ability to ignore wounds, so on. It's really supernatural stuff. But then I got the idea that perhaps certain runes could be used to disrupt other energies, and I decided to test the theory. When used in concert, the runes of Berkanon, Jera, Algiz, and Wunjo can disrupt the control Illuminate have over the voteless. On a small scale, this simply allows a weapon like a combat hatchet to dispel Squid's evil cleanly and allow a voteless to pass on to its afterlife free from additional suffering. But on a larger scale, it can completely block Illuminate mind control over a voteless population. This translates to an entire planet being cleansed of voteless instantly. Sadly, once they are separated from Illuminate control, the result is death, as there is little more that can be done for them once the transformation into a voteless is complete. But the practical result of this is that once the Liberation Fleet has given an Illuminate raiding op a good old democratic 5 across the face, runesmiths of the 104th can come in and focus their runic power over the planet in question, purifying it of voteless. This also means the Ministry of Science nerds get some additional voteless bodies to play around with, because that ain't disturbing at all, dude. So, them is the breaks, Helldivers. Defeat Illuminate raiding fleets and you'll see a hefty boost to your voteless body count quota. Which is great because projections of your current murder pace indicate that you're still about 25% shy of what you need. Fortunately, I come armed with further knowledge to help you in humbling the Order. I call this build the Valkyrie because it allows me to fly on wings of fire and free the souls of the tormented damned. It is incredibly agile, flexible, and can handle pretty much everything the Illuminate can throw at you, while also making sure they can't corner you. In order to make this build work, you're going to need the Peak Physique Armor passive. I'd healthily recommend the PH-56 Jaguar Medium Armor, but if you are particularly daring and confident in your agility, you could pick the PH-9 Predator Light Armor instead. I simply like the ability to take a few more hits in a melee, and you will be in a melee with this setup. For a primary, I have found the Halt to be one of the most potent and flexible weapons available to the Helldiver Corps. No, seriously, its flechettes can easily defeat the Illuminate ablative armor, and its stun rounds can neutralize a threat immediately. Most notably that it will make an elevated overseer stop moving. We'll come back to this in a second. I this card says Stun Lance, but you're gonna want a hatchet here. The Stun Lance card is a placeholder because the Helldivers Hub app that I was using doesn't have the hatchet programmed in. With peak physique, it increases the hatchet's damage to a degree that it can take a Voteless off at the neck with one swing, 2 to the body if you're not precise. A 9 out of 10 Helldivers will lose a melee really hard against a ground-based Overseer, but if you give them a little zap with the Halt stun shells first, they're just meat waiting to get chopped up and are easily defeated. Even tripods can be defeated by the hatchet by slashing up their feet, though this is incredibly dangerous and difficult to do, especially since harvesters have a close-range Tesla weapon that they will eagerly use to flash fry you if you opt to get too close. No, when it comes to tripods, the good old reliable MG43 is called upon for service. This really is just a great weapon to have anyway, and if you can stun an Overseer but you can't reach him, a few taps with the machine gun will help usher him off to the Great Aquarium in the sky. Similarly, hitting a tripod in the shoulders with proper accuracy and trigger discipline should handle the situation with swiftness and grace. For a backpack, I have found the jump pack is just incredibly fun. It will grant you access to angles of attack you didn't possess previously, and can get you out of trouble where you ordinarily would have died. But it can also get you into plenty of trouble too. Why is this worthwhile? Because when you're surrounded by large amounts of Voteless, that is when they are the most dangerous. You can't defend every bird at once, so you can jet off in a singular direction to escape them, or lure them into chasing you in a straight line where they will come at you piecemeal and you could lawnmower them down. Voteless are the most vulnerable when they're chasing a target and coming in at a trickle instead of a big gaggle all at once. It's up to a Helldiver to shape battlefield conditions to their liking so that democracy can come out on top. Our enemies are beyond count, but they are also very stupid. This means they can be tricked. This means we have the advantage. As for the other two stratagems, it's mostly just dealer's choice and personal taste. I personally prefer Orbital Precision Strike for its versatility and reliability. It can take out large swarms too dangerous to enter a proper melee with, pop granite warp ships, and even bonk an aggravated tripod out of existence if your aim is decent. Gatling sentries just eat the Illuminate's lunch in every situation. I have found that when I'm in danger of being overwhelmed, I can hit my jump back, enter the stratagem code in mid-air, and throw it ahead of me while I dip and dodge off to the side. The Illuminate will chase after me and then just get mercilessly gunned down. Lastly, grab yourself some impact grenades. These can kill a tripod in a pinch, but are also useful for popping hostile Tesla defenses, which most other grenades cannot handle because of the lack of demolition force. They also detonate hostile grounded warp ships because with the agility of my jump pack, I frequently peel off from the rest of my squad and need to wipe out whole encampments by myself without robbing the team of a supply drop window. A Helldiver must make do. I would also like to mention that the jump pack is an item that requires some degree of finesse. If you just jet off as fast as you can wherever and wherever you please, you're going to find that the pack will knock you around a bit and make you stumble. Just before landing, you must align yourself properly with the ground by tilting your aim back and backpedaling to reduce your forward momentum. Think of it like a hang glider. If you come in at a steep angle at great speed, you're going to eat dirt. If you have a large amount of lateral momentum instead of linear, that being forward to back, you're going to eat dirt. The pack isn't bugged. It just requires a certain amount of technique. With enough practice, you'll know when you're in danger of stumbling. Heck, sometimes stumbling can be a good thing, such as when a harvester has you locked in with his laser. You can intentionally ragdoll yourself to roll under the beam, recover, and then figure out what your next move is. Once again, the jump pack is not bugged. I hate to phrase it this way, dear listeners, but this is a skill issue. That's been Liberty's latest, and now you know how to rack up melee kills as well as I do. And I'm not going to be all, just trust me, bruh. the Illuminate are probably checking under their beds for me, and whispering tales of the radio angel to scare their children into good behavior. I say good. Let them live in fear. It might keep a few of them on their side of the wormhole, and we can end this war without needing to wipe out an entire species a second time. If I need to become the boogie cat for that to happen, so be it. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for the angelic rebellion. Viva la Revolution Angelique.